Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dennis Stevens from Fairhill, and this is VID00007, and we're your moderators for this session. Starting off, we have a class from Fairhill, 3rd grade. I'll let them introduce themselves.
Are all the presenters in here, though, for this session? Everyone's here. We have Dawn, the Race of Colors. Okay, and then the effective cards that they're here. Marble Mania. Okay, so everyone's here.
Okay, everybody's ready?
Go the effect of different substances in water on its evaporation. I'm Rachel.
I'm Conley. I'm Indy.
We're from Fairhill Elementary in 3rd grade. Slide.
Experiment overview. This experiment will test the evaporation rates of distilled water, tap water, sugar water, salt water, and bottled water in hot air, cold air, and standard room environment. Slide.
Question investigated. What kind of water would evaporate quickest in different conditions? Slide.
Our background information is the higher the density of water, the slower the evaporation rate. Heat speeds up the evaporation rate because it increases the kinetic energy of the water. Water with a larger surface area evaporates fastest because of increased surface molecules. The water contains multiple substances, then it will have a lower capacity for evaporation. Slide.
Distilled water has all its impurities removed through distillation or boiling. Tap water contains copper, lead, chlorine, and fluoride. Bottled water contains reduced amounts of copper, lead, chlorine, and fluoride.
Variables. Independent variable. The different kinds of water. Dependent variable. How fast the water evaporates. The control is distilled water. Slide.
Our hypothesis is if we test different water solutions, then distilled water will evaporate the fastest and the salt water will evaporate the slowest in testing conditions. Slide.
The materials were a diet scale, various kinds of water, 15 small plastic cups, a lamp, 2 fans, a window, and a paper and pencil to write down data. Slide.
There are constants. Everything was kept constant. Slide.
Our procedure is we collected and prepared the different types of water. We poured them into labeled cups. Each trial had different amounts of water. We placed the cups near a window, lamp, and fan. We collected data for 4 days. We weighed the samples 2 times a day, 1 time in the morning, 1 time at night. Recorded the data, we prepared for the next trial, and we repeated 2 more trials with different amounts of water.
As you can see in this data graph, the 3rd trial for hot air, all the waters evaporated about the same, but distilled water and tap water evaporated the fastest. Slide.
As you can see, near the fan, the bottled water evaporated the fastest in the 3rd trial. Slide.
As you can see, in standard room environment, tap evaporated fastest in the 3rd trial. Slide.
Our conclusion is the first part of our hypothesis was invalid. The tap water evaporated fastest near the window. The tap and distilled water evaporated fastest near the lamp. And the bottled water evaporated fastest near the fan. The second part of our hypothesis was valid because the salt water evaporated fastest in all conditions. Slide.
One problem we encountered was that near the window, the salt water and the sugar water got heavier. Then, after a while, they started to evaporate. If we would do the experiment again, we would increase the length of the experiment to capture more data. Here I am, weighing the cups and writing down data in the first shot. Slide.
Here I am writing down the data. Slide.
Here I am observing the scale. Slide.
Here we are writing down background information for the second shot. Slide.
This concludes our presentation. Questions, anyone?
When you conducted this experiment, what inspired you to do it?
Well, we thought that it would be a fun experiment because it looks like magic because everything's disappearing.
What was your favorite part of the experiment?
My favorite part was when the water started to evaporate and leaving it over the night, and then when I came back, I'd seen that almost a quarter of an ounce had evaporated each morning.
How did you decide whose house to do the experiment at?
Well, we all did it in our houses. Indy did the window, I did
The hot air.
the lamp, and Rachel did the fan.
Yeah.
Did you measure how much water you put in so that you know?
Yeah, it's
Yes,
the procedure.
2 ounces.
2 ounces in the first trial, 3 ounces in the second trial, and 4 ounces in the third trial.
Do you think this may help help things work in the future?
It may, because it might have something to do
With the pollution in the air.
yeah. Yes.
Does salt water or sugar water weigh more than tap water and distilled water?
Well, with the added
Yeah.
ingredient, with the salt we added to it, yes.
Yeah, so
So did you do 2 ounces of water and then add salt to it?
We
did you
added
mix
the
them all
salt
together?
first
together.
you added the
poured
salt
it.
first, then we poured it until.
Then you measured it as 2 ounces.
Yeah.
Okay. One last question.
How does this relate to your life?
Well, if say there was a pond and it was contaminated with, say, somebody poured something into it or something,
Like a
It
lot of
could-
oil.
it wouldn't really
Evaporate.
relate largely to real life, but it would.
The pond. If somebody poured a lot of oil into a pond, then it won't evaporate as fast as.
Says anything about oil.
Well, still, if they did, then it wouldn't evaporate as fast as it used to.
Because, like in the background information, if there was multiple substances in the water, then it would evaporate slowly.
Great job. All of you are high.